I just realized that people don't like criticism because they don't do anything with it.
Actually, it's the arrogance that they hate. So you're all about self-improvement? Then actually watch this. If somebody isn't asking you for advice, it's because they don't consider you qualified to give it. Period. Period. So whatever hubris or arrogance or big ego inside of you is like, they will take my advice and run with it because it is excellent advice that everyone should be so happy to be showered with my advice. Fucking no. No. I'll go a little bit more into it. Also, when you're in a relationship, yes, this is a different time. I've had some interactions with people on that post, and they're downright mean, and a lot of them are like, how dare you expect your friends just to listen to you and be there to complain? That's what friendship is for. That's what bids of vulnerability and connection are for. There's a ton of, go back and watch the original post, there's a ton of likes on it. Why? People didn't hear a solution, they didn't get a solution, they felt heard, they felt understood, and they felt fucking validated. That is the point of people sharing their problems, to feel understood, heard, and potentially validated. It's not to get solutions unless you're an expert and they say, do you want solutions? And I had a lot of people say that's a waste of time, which really pissed me off. And this was something I had to learn too. Like, the more I'm actually learning about people, as opposed to just saying, oh, I'm autistic, I see why most autistic people, or most people with NPD are actually autistic, and why most people think that people with autism are narcissistic. Because, like, this was a perfect example. Most people were like, how dare you have a bid for connection without me wanting to, like, overrule your decisions and tell you where you're wrong and right, and, like, you and I are not the same person. Like, oh, you're so fucking superior. So that's another reason that people get fucking annoyed, is because, like, they do not come to you with their soft underbelly out as a bid for connection with someone they trust. To have that someone they trust just take a fucking knife to it by being nasty and bitter and honestly, like, self-righteous, saying, like, oh, well, you and I are different, or what's the point? I was amazed how many people I saw on there say that, like, it is pointless for somebody to come to you and talk to them about any problem that you don't want solutions to. And I used to think this way in, like, my teens, and I was raised by people that were diagnosed with NPD. So, not diagnosing, but I'm saying that this is the thought process. If I can't fix it for you, and if I can't be, like, glorious on the other side, then it's a waste of time, is a narcissistic way of thinking. Again, not diagnostic, but you can have narcissistic traits without having narcissistic personality disorder. They're two different ways, and that is a narcissistic trait of, like, oh, this person's giving me a bid for vulnerability, and they're showing their soft underbelly. Well, they must want me to fix everything in their life. No, if they wanted that, they would ask. So the reason people get upset with criticism is because, one, they're not coming there to be criticized. They're already feeling like shit. They don't want to feel shittier. Secondly, they're coming there as a person to, like, be understood and be heard. Instead, you're just probably telling them the most obvious things, which is what I was saying in a lot of these comments. And also have the hubris that, like, any unwanted advice is criticism, and criticism is not constructive unless it's, like, paid for or sought out. Like, I do a lot of business consulting and a lot of psych consulting, which is why I know a lot about these things, and why, like, I'm saying my opinion, and it's valid because it's not just anecdotal. It's 20 plus years of working with millions of people around the globe in no less than, I think at my most I was at 63 countries. Currently I'm in, like, 40, as well as most of the United States. So I'm not just some schmuck on the internet saying, listen to me, which is why most people won't listen to you, because, like, one, they didn't want your advice. Two, they didn't think you're qualified for the advice. Three, how fucking arrogant are you to think that, like, when you're not qualified and you're not asked, that you should be delving at advice and they should be listening to you? Like, no, they're human beings who just want to have a human connection. That's it. And also because I'm getting really sick of seeing people being shitty and saying, oh, it's autism. Autism does not cause shittiness. Autism does not cause shittiness. Choosing to be shitty to other people is 110% choice. It is choice. Autism does not, in and of itself, cause shittiness.